Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. So glad to have you here. If this is your first time seeing me for some reason, my name is Ryan, and this is my YouTube channel where I talk about perler beading and video games, and I love it to pieces. So let me know where you're tuning in from, and let me know if you can't hear me. That would be awesome. So let me know that. I think everything is working fine as far as I have tested it out. So let me know of that, how things are going with the stream. And Craft by Jay, thank you so much for tuning in the chat and letting me know you are tuning in from southern Wisconsin. And thank you so much. I found that pixel art on a streamer website, some assets that were free, and I thought it was really cool. So thank you. Robert, thank you so much for tuning in Boise, Idaho. Not sure if I said that correctly, but that's the way I say it here in North Carolina. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. It's going to be a great stream. I'm planning on doing some perler beading, of course, fuse beading. I'm also planning on showing what members get with patterns, just giving you a behind the scenes look at what the patterns look like and how you access that and everything that's involved there. It's very user friendly, and I think it's a cool thing, and I'm going to keep adding to it as the months go on. So thank you all so much for being here. I've got about 4 viewers right now, which is really cool. If you haven't tuned into the chat and spoken up, please let me know where you are tuning in from. I'd love to know that. I plan on being here for a couple of hours and making a few characters, showing you my process and how everything comes together with fuse bead art. And if you see my videos, you know that behind me on the shelf I have all kinds of different characters. And I think fuse beading is such a cool, inexpensive way to decorate your game room, to decorate where you game, whatever kind of room it is, and to really showcase the nostalgia that you love, the games that you love growing up, the games that you love now. And I think it's a really cool medium. And I got started with it about 4 years ago now. Hard to believe it's been that long, but I really do love it, and still learning a whole lot more about how to do it better. So I'm definitely not an expert, but I've learned a lot in the past 4 years, and I'm still learning, and I want to show you what I've learned. So that really is part of my goal as a YouTuber, is to, of course, teach. Hey Colby, how you doing? Good to see you here. Thanks for coming by at my 3rd official live stream that I've ever done. Hope everything looks great and sounds great. And Colby, I cannot wait to join you with your channel next week and talk about some excellent classic JRPGs, The Legend of Zelda, Mario, whatever else comes our way. I responded to your email, so check that out if you haven't. And if you haven't seen Imaginator85's work on YouTube, he has some really cool videos that are all about nostalgia. And he just finished streaming Final Fantasy VI, the Super Nintendo version of the game, which was Final Fantasy III. And it was very entertaining. And man, those battles can get pretty intense. Yeah, it's been a while since I've streamed, and I'd love to make it a consistent thing. To fit into my schedule is the complication, but I want to do it more often. Definitely make the fuse beading a monthly thing, maybe a every other week type of thing. And I'd love to do some more gaming, especially classic games games that now we call retro gaming, but the games I grew up with, which really feels like yesterday, honestly. Oh, Colby, did you join my channel? Are you now a member? Welcome to Pattern Pro, Colby. Wow, I really appreciate that. I'm going to show you how this works, and you can get the whole family involved and just have a good time. Thank you. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Cool, cool, cool. So now I've got 7 viewers. That's awesome. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to get started showing the membership offerings here in a few minutes. We're at about 6:08. Just started streaming a few minutes ago. Everybody who's here, please put in the chat, what is your favorite retro video game? It doesn't matter if it's a game that came out in the early 80s or even Atari, even the Atari time, or the Super Nintendo, or maybe your first game was with the GameCube or the PlayStation, or even later than that. Let me know that in the chat. My favorite game of all time is Chrono Trigger, hands down. The music of the game is fantastic. The story is it's so well crafted. There has not been a game like it ever since. I love Chrono Trigger. I've got to make a video on my top 5 characters. I've got to make a video on why I love Chrono Trigger. It's a game that's nostalgic for me, but it's also such a well put together game. So that has to be hands down more than Mario, more than Legend of Zelda, more than Final Fantasy. I love Chrono Trigger, and I want to play it again. I've got it on my phone. I can actually play it on the Apple TV, but man, Chrono Trigger would be so good to see. Not necessarily remade, but something that I would love to see, you know, as even a re-release with maybe some quality of life features or something like that. So we got some answers in here. Super Metroid for sure. I loved all the bosses in it. That's what Jay says. I still haven't played Super Metroid. I need to. It's just not a series that I've gravitated towards. Maybe it's just the confusing nature of going from room to room, that Metroidvania style. It just doesn't click with me all the time, but I want to give it another try. And maybe the other reason is that I keep dying over and over and over again. But thank you for letting me know what one of your favorite retro games is. And Colby says, I'm all about 90s RPGs, especially from Squaresoft. Final Fantasy 4 through 9 is peak. Secret of Mana, Chrono, and Zelda. Wonderful picks. If I go back here, you'll see all those titles. I have kept all those games, even though there are games that I have sold, like Xenogears and Chrono Cross. I have kept those games for some reason. Maybe it's because it's the bedrock of JRPGs for me. That was truly the classic golden age of JRPGs. It really was. Michael Jackson Moonwalker on Sega. I've never played that one, but I think I've seen some video footage of it on YouTube, and that I'm sure that was a pretty interesting game to play. Thank you so much, Heavy, for bringing up Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. And what did you love about Michael Jackson's Moonwalker? That'd be interesting to know exactly what happens there. And Colby, I'm not opposed to a Super Metroid stream, but I might die quite a bit. I'm not sure if that would be a good entertainment or some bad entertainment, but hey, I'm up for it if, people want to see it. The 3 original Sonics, Jay says, they really are awesome, and I have lots of nostalgic memories going over to my cousin's house and playing Sonic games for the first time, and actually just seeing him play them and seeing my sister play those games and being mesmerized by the speed of it. It was really different from what you saw with Mario, of course, and that's what made Sonic super cool. Because he was cool. He was faster than Mario. Mario could jump real high, but Sonic, he could run through those levels. I never played the third one very much, but I did have all 3 of them at one point. I still have a couple of them behind me back there on the shelf. Robert says, I love the 2 Maximo games for PS2. I don't know what Maximo is, so tell me a little bit more about it and why you love those games. Are they more of a shooter type game? Are they a strategy game? First person shooter? Let me know what's going on with that. But I'm glad you love those games and that they are fun for you. The PS2 was such a revolutionary console, and I'd love to have a video out about it, but it really was a console that changed everything because you had the first readily available cheaper DVD player. And that was saying something. A cheaper DVD player, something that was cheaper than the actual DVD players that you could buy. You would have a game system and a DVD player all combined into one. Nothing like it had happened before. I'm telling you, it really did revolutionize things. So Colby says Maximo was awesome. Those iconic boxer shorts. That is intriguing. I need to look up this game. I need to look and see what this game is all about. Jay says that the music of Sonic 1 was fantastic. I actually saw a podcast, or I listened to a podcast from, I forget who it is, forget what he's called. I have to look it up real quick. I think it's, let me check it out here. He's got a really good podcast. It is the Retro Blast podcast. He does some really cool classic retrospectives and has a co-host on with him I think he puts out a new podcast every month, and he did one on Sonic. So check out the Retro Blast podcast. He also did one where he was working at Funko Land. He was talking about his time working there, and that was really cool to hear about. So the Retro Blast podcast, check it out for some interesting takes on classic games, including Sonic. Moonwalker was such a rad game. Each level of the game was modeled after all his hits from Smooth Criminal, Thriller, etc. Then you turn into a mech at the end? What? What? That is really wild. I have to check that out. That is very intriguing. I need to see that today. And Robert says Maximo is an adventure game series, third person. He has his queen and kingdom stolen and has to get them back. Very interesting. Very interesting. So I guess he is the Maximo. He is the Max. He's the hero. Hero to zero, or zero to hero, as in the Disney Hercules movie. MJ was a rad game that would only ever happen in the 90s, says Colby Imaginator. We will never get back those days. Oh, I'm telling you, man, the 90s, we really did not know how good we had it back then. And hindsight is 2020, and you're looking back now and you're thinking, wow, it was such an interesting time. But there were also things about that time period that weren't so great, but at the same time they were great. We had internet. We have internet now. Back then it was very limited. And we had time for other things. Information didn't come by as easily, so you had to find it. You had to research. You had to spend time at your computer if you had the internet. And other than that, you were in books. You were reading books. You were checking things out. And it really was a different time period. And you had to wait for games. I've had videos I've done about this, but you had to wait for games. And you guys know how it was. You waited for these games. You waited and waited and waited. And then they came out, and then you heard about them and you played them. In some cases, you only heard about them when you saw it in the store, in the rental store, and that was it. You saw that cover and said, this is the game I want. Xenogears, mechs, big robots fighting. This is the game I want. I will forever fight for Final Fantasy VIII, and I like it more than 9, even if it's controversial. Something about the school setting was awesome, and I love the world design. I agree with you, Heavy, that Final Fantasy VIII definitely has its place, and I really enjoyed the game. It was a very serious game, and I think that's what was different about it, and maybe in some ways that didn't really jive with me back then, but I definitely have to give it another playthrough because I think it's definitely worth it. It is worthy of what they put into it, all the hard work they put into that game, and the story. The story was really great. A bit confusing, but really great. I mean, what Final Fantasy game doesn't have a confusing story at some point? And the school was awesome, even though, of course, you know the school will get destroyed at some point because they can't live forever in the school. King Maximo. That makes sense. King Maximo. I made a 40-minute video defending Final Fantasy VIII on my channel. Yep, check out Colby's video. I think I need to watch that, Colby. I don't know. I'm curious about your reasons why you like it, and I agree. I like it too. I think it definitely has its place. Very cool. Well, we've got 6 viewers now. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I plan on streaming more consistently soon, hopefully. Whenever I see Colby Imaginator 85, whenever I see his streams, it always inspires me to start streaming. And I've got all the equipment here. I've got my camera. I've got my monitor that I got this past Christmas. And I've got my MacBook over here. And got a good setup here. I just need to have some good cord management because everything is kind of all over the place. But I will be happy to start streaming. So if you have any games that you want me to stream, I can definitely stream Super Metroid. That's really easy. It's on the Switch. I can't do a whole lot of other retro consoles because I don't have those plugged in. But I could definitely emulate if I needed to. and I've got a lot on the NSO. Hope you guys are all doing great. And I guess I'll go ahead and start with the memberships here in a little bit. This has been some awesome game talk. Hey, let me know, did you see the Super Mario Galaxy movie? I loved it. It was really cool. Again, not too much story, but there was more story in this second movie. And I saw it with my wife, and she loved it. We both had a great time. Great movie for the family. Great movie for the family. And if you didn't know that I will be streaming with Colby next Friday. And I think we're going to be streaming around 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And that's 10 o'clock in Utah Mountain Time. So check that out. Colby's got quite an audience. He's been doing the YouTube a little bit longer than me, but has gathered his audience, and yeah. So he's looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a great conversation. A lot of laughs, I'm sure. So maybe we can make it a thing and do some live streaming together more often if everything works out well, which I'm sure it will. Cab. Hey bud, I was watching the Final Fantasy XIV online keynote earlier today for their new expansion. They're bringing the game to Switch 2 next year. It's a monthly sub-game. I did know that. You have to have a subscription, which is unfortunate. Maybe if I have a free trial, I'll try it out. Something like that. Thank you for that info. I appreciate that. I did not catch that keynote. Did not know that was happening. So, pretty cool though. Pretty cool. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I have 7 viewers right now, and people are chatting in. And I just want you guys to feel welcome here in my channel. I always try to have a good, wholesome, good time type of YouTube channel, because that really is the kind of person I am. You can ask my wife. I'm genuine, and I try to be very friendly with everybody I meet, and just see them where they are, and also just have fun and have some good laughs. Heavy says, I would love a video of your streaming setup. I've been wanting to get into it myself, but only have a laptop. I'm not sure if that is enough to start. Okay, so it took me a little while. I had to do some YouTube education on live streaming. And what I have the monitor, I have the camera, I have a small Go Meet camera that I'm going to do the beading with in a little bit. And I have my MacBook. My MacBook right now is a slightly older MacBook. The fans are going off, but that's the way it is. It was the Intel-based chips, and so those get really hot pretty quickly. Right now it's actually pretty warm, but it's handling the setup. If you have your computer and you have a good microphone, then you'll be fine. Even if you just have your computer's microphone, you'll be fine. So I'd love to do a video about that. Like I said, I don't have good cord management yet, but I'd love to improve on that. And Carr says they do have a free trial that includes the first 3 expansions. That's pretty cool. I'll have to check it out, and I'm curious to know how it runs on the Switch 2. So thanks again for that info. I had no idea that they would be doing a keynote. So it's 6:27, and I think I'm going to show some of this membership stuff. If you're not interested in the membership, maybe it's just interesting to see, and maybe you want to try Fuse Beading. I'm going to go over it, and then I'm going to make a few characters here. By the way, Here's my awesome Switch 2. Love this thing. It's such a great machine. People in comments will say I'm a Nintendo fanboy, which I really am, but I don't work for Nintendo. I've had people comment and say, hey, you work for Nintendo? No, it'd be cool if I did, but love the Switch 2. Love my experience with it. If you want to see videos on comparisons between the Switch 1 and Switch 2, check out those videos. I've got a ton of them. I'm about done with those types of videos, but maybe a game will come up that I'll check out and compare. I still have my Switch 1 as well. Got the OLED here. This thing is so small compared to that Switch 2. It feels like a toy when I take it out and do comparison videos. But I'm definitely keeping it because it's part of my Nintendo console history. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and jump into the membership. So I'm going to do a screen capture here. Pull my screen out a little bit. Tamagotchi Life. No, Colby, I have not been playing Tamagotchi Life. I don't have anything against it, but it's kind of a very strange game, and I'm not sure what exactly the goal is with the game. So maybe you can clue me in on that a little bit. But yeah, Tamagotchi Life's always been very strange to me. All right. Pull up the chat on my phone here. Okay, so there may or may not be some Christmas music playing in the background right now, so I'm going to have to skip to the next one here, because this is not doing it for me, this Christmas music right now. I thought I took that one out of the playlist. Still trying to figure things out here. It will be Christmas again. Yep, that's right. This is the 12 Days of Christmas playing right now. Not sure why. I got the music kind of low right now, but there is some background music. It's so funny and fun, Colby says, about the Tamagotchi Live. The goal is exactly what you said. Be as strange and weird as possible. So, you know, maybe at some point. But it's curious. It's interesting learning about it from other people, definitely. All right. So let's go ahead and look at the patterns here. So Colby actually joined the membership, and very, very thankful for that. So I plan on adding more patterns every month, but basically when you're joining, so you're joining at the Pattern Pro level, that is, I forget how much that is a month. I think I've got it at $5, $4.99. And what you're getting is you're getting patterns, and I get 4 patterns a month. So here's my little folder. Let me move this out of the way. So I've got all these patterns set up here, and these are PDF files. And so when you're joining at that level, you're going to get PDFs that look like this. So here is Frog from Chrono Trigger, and it's actually a whole set of patterns. And you can see Mario over here, but let's move him out of the way real quick. So here's Frog, and this is the lower tier, and you can also join my channel at a very low tier. I think it's $1.99 to just support the channel. I just started memberships about a month ago, so this is still brand new. But when you join at that middle tier, you have a pattern you get. So here is Frog, and here's exactly how to do him. How to bead him. You see everything's numbered, and it's numbered by color. So all of this is very easy to follow, and it tells you what colors you need, and you can make your own retro game characters and put on your shelf. So it's really neat. I think it's cool that I was able to do this. I did this with CandyPad, and it's awesome. CandyPad is really cool, great tool to use for all fuse beaters out there. How do you create your patterns anyway? So Jay, when I create my patterns, there's an app I have called Beat It HD. There's also other apps like the Pearl Pop app. There is a lot of other free apps like that. Pearl Pop actually has some pricing. You can get a full version. I do have a video that I did talking about converting images, converting sprites. So that video kind of talked about that. And so what I do is I take a sprite sheet and I cut it, I zoom in on the character that I want, and then I put that into the bead software or the app, and from there it makes it into a bead pattern. But what I realized is that people were still struggling with making these characters, so I wanted to offer something a little more. And it's a lot of work to make these patterns, but it's very worth it if it helps people. And it helps me. When I'm making these characters, it helps me to make them faster. So here's Frog. If I go through and I go back to the colors. Let's go back to the colors here. So you can see we got black, forest, white, blueberry cream. We got dark green, sky, olive, kiwi lime, light brown, and cheddar. And you see the numbers 1 through 10. So each one represents a color. And it shows you how many you need. And if you go back to the first page, you can see the total number of beads that you need. So everything's there. You see the size of the pattern, and it's all really laid out for you. Derek is the guy that has created CandyPad, and he has done an amazing job with this software and building it up, and there's so many people that use it. So it's just a really cool service, and I want to take it a step further and make step-by-step patterns for people. So here's Magus. You gotta love Magus. Ah, oh, he's so cool. Colby, thanks for being here. Check out the PDFs, and all you do is click on the links. I appreciate it, my friend, and I look forward to streaming with you soon. And have a wonderful night, and thanks again for joining the channel. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I hope everything goes well with your night and the rest of your weekend, my friend. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, cool, man. Hey, good luck with that sermon. That's awesome. That's really cool. I've given a few at my church, different testimonies. So happy to know that you're doing that and putting in a Super Nintendo analogy. That is very unique, and they're going to love it. So that's awesome, man. I need to have some videos talking about Final Fantasy VI and biblical applications a Chrono Trigger as well as other games, but definitely the Final Fantasy games. Thanks again for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. Alrighty, so we've got Magus here. He's got lots of colors, you can see. And then there's his pattern. So it's very clearly laid out. Now this is what you're getting with the middle tier. Oh, thanks, Colby. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for that super chat. The $5. Man, you're awesome, dude. I appreciate it. I'm going to have to reciprocate this with one of your streams because you've already given a super chat before. So thanks, man. I appreciate it. Oh, cool. Heavy subbed to Imaginator. Awesome. That's great, Colby. He's got quite the following there, so good to know him, and he's got some really cool work he's doing. Awesome. So good to chat here and to have you guys here. I've got 6 people still with me. If anybody else join in, that would be awesome. And if nobody else joins in, that is fine too. I appreciate you guys being here. So if I keep scrolling down, here, I've got Robo. These are all their fighting poses, by the way. I'm going to have a set where it's the characters in their standing poses, but it's kind of going through. There's his colors. There's Robo. There's Ayla. Chrono with his sword. Such a cool looking sword there. And again, you can see how easy it is to do these characters with these patterns. Awesome, Colby. Maybe I'll check out that stream. Yeah, if I'm still awake, that is. If I'm still awake, I'll check out your stream, man. Alrighty. I'm a teacher, and I don't always stay up past 9:30, so oh man, it is very hard to do that. All right, here's Luca. She's got some plum in there, and then we got Marl, who I always called Marley. So there's the Chrono Trigger set. Very easy to do. And if you don't want to see this on a phone screen or a computer screen, you can actually print off these patterns. I don't allow any downloading because these files will be all over the internet, or at least with people that don't want to join the channel and support me. So I will allow printing though. And so you can print these characters as much as you want. All right, and then we got some other characters here. We got some Mario Kart. All the Mario Kart fans out there, rejoice. So there's Mario. There's his colors. There's Luigi. So you can see how wonderful these are to put together. It really does make things quick. It really does make things quick. Excuse me. Always love Yoshi. Yoshi's the best. There's Princess Peach, Toadstool, DK Jr., and Bowser. So there's the Mario Kart set. I've got lots more sets. I've got Mega Man here. Any Mega Man fans out there? So cool looking, isn't he? Very easy character to create. I may create another Mega Man here in a little bit. And then I've got to iron a character. So I'm going to make a couple of these. And then I'm going to iron a character that I already made. Fireman. And you can zoom in, you can see these guys real up close here. What subject do I teach? I am an elementary teacher and I teach science and social studies. I've taught lots of different grade levels through the years. I was a theater arts teacher at the high school level for a few years. I also taught theater arts at the elementary level, K through 5, and I've taught reading, I've taught phonics, math, you name it. I've taught most everything in the elementary space. So about 14 years I've been teaching. So about halfway through here. You should totally do a storm eagle. What is a storm eagle? Where is that from? I'm not sure. Storm eagle. So we got fireman here. We got Gutsman. I need to do way more of these robot dudes. Oh, Mega Man X with a really good theme. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it tonight, but I will do it. I'll have a video with some more robot dudes, robot baddies, because they're so cool. And it's awesome that all of these dudes were designed by fans submitting their ideas for the robot masters. I think that has always been such a cool thing, and I think they still do it for some of them. But back in the day, they got all their ideas from the fans. Thanks, Heavy. I appreciate it. A great personality for a teacher. Keep our youth educated, and thank you for taking on that responsibility. I appreciate it, man. Some days are harder than others, but overall, I do enjoy what I do. I enjoy trying to teach things correctly and also making them fun. And sometimes it is exhausting, but I do enjoy it, and I also enjoy my summers off. That is always very rewarding. And now that I have a YouTube channel, I can continue to do that and grow the channel, and then take some time off school. I think that would be, I think that always, it always hits at the right time. I've also done some fuse beading with my students, and that's a bit hectic, but they've got some great ideas, and there's some very creative kids. I just kind of run out of beads at some point because they love doing it. They love doing it. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, Jay, there are some awesome teachers out there. So we got Bomb Man. A lot of these guys are very simple. Simple colors on the Nintendo days. And then we have Scissor Man, or Cut Man, as they call him. And Iceman. Okay, so there's some Mega Man. I want to show you guys the step-by-step patterns that I have. This is my highest tier. I do have somebody who has joined at the highest tier, and he's a great friend that I have of the channel. His name is Joe in California, and I love it that Joe is committing to supporting the channel like this. He's a great guy. I have, if you didn't know, I have an Etsy business, and Joe actually purchased fuse bead art from my Etsy store, and he started getting involved with it and has made some excellent characters over time. So he's really good at it himself, and I'm very happy that he's part of the channel here, joining the membership. And here's what the step-by-step looks like. So if you join at the step-by-step level, here's Mario. So we got Mario. Oh, there's Frog. How about, let me minimize that one. So here's Mario. And so there he is. Everything's the same. But when you're going through, you have the step-by-step pattern. So there's step 1. You got all your 1s. And then step 2. Oh. Step 2. You got the red coming in. Step 3. Got some dark brown. Then you got your sand skin color, white, and your black. So it's step by step, literally one color at a time. And this really has helped me to get this down and do it quickly, because we don't always have a whole lot of time to do beading, unfortunately. It takes time, definitely. It's not for everybody. Jay, thanks so much. Glad there are awesome teachers. Yep. Let's see. I'm impressed people teach. My cousin was an art teacher for 10 or so years, but the standardized testing really sucked the joy out for him. I can feel that sentiment. It has taken over quite a bit. I really wish that there was a pullback on testing. It shouldn't always be the most important thing, but unfortunately that's where we're at. Alrighty, so there's the step-by-step, and if I keep going, oh, there's some yellow. There's some yellow. And there's a Luigi Mario. So there is the first step, second step, third step, fourth step, 5, 6. So it's really fantastic. I think it works very well. Let's see what else I can show here. I don't know where my folder went to. Let's see here. I think I've got my folder screen captured right now, so I don't know what's going on there. But all the patterns are like that. You go step by step. So I think what I'm going to do now is do a little beading, make a couple of characters, and then I'm going to get some ironing done. So if you guys can stick with me, I appreciate it. If you have to go, I understand that as well. Thanks so much for being here. I'm going to be on for about another hour, and who knows, maybe somebody else will join us. We've got 6 people in the chat right now. Thanks so much for being here. I do have a goal for tonight, and it's okay if I don't reach it. So my goal is 5 super chats. I've got 1, but you know what? It's okay if I have 1. And if you didn't check out Colby, he is not in the chat anymore, but he has an excellent nostalgic type of YouTube channel. He also has VR nostalgic sleepovers, and he has a stream tonight. Not sure what he's streaming, but he was streaming Final Fantasy VI. He's also streamed, I believe, Final Fantasy Tactics. I think he played that whole game on stream, and it was fun. All right, let's switch over to the beading. So it's gonna be a little different here. All right, so got my board, And I'm going to have my pattern. Let's see. Pattern's going to be over here. Not sure what's going on right now. I think I have to move it over. Alright. So let's close this. And oh, okay, there it is. Bear with me for a second here. So Pattern Plus is the third tier here, and I'm going to make a couple of things from the Pattern Plus. So let's go with... let's go with a Pokeball. And I'm going to have that screen capture. Let's see. Let's do some screen capture here. Don't know what's going on. Alright. I am going to go to the Pokemon. Okay. Got that. There it is. Let's enlarge that. Still trying to figure out this sort of thing. Okay. What in the world? That is super big. Right now I have it cropped, so I'm kind of trying to figure out if I can fix that. I'll have something better going on next time. Didn't have a whole lot of time to fix this. Let's do 200. Get the right side. There it is. Okay, I'm just gonna have it like that. I'll just move my board over and that'll be a little easier. Alright, so here's our first step. Do a little beading here. Heavy, thank you. This is one of the YouTube library musics. Not sure exactly which one this is right now. It is one of the songs you can choose from YouTube audio library, and I don't even know what it's called. I cannot pull that up right now, but it's got a good vibe to it, doesn't it? Pretty neat. That's a huge pegboard. This is the super board, and it's about I want to say it's 49 by 69, something. Well, actually 69 by 49, 49 wide, 69 long, and you can fit quite a few characters on these things. I got to where I use only these because they're great to use. So for big projects, I can fit a whole Mega Man, turn it this way, fit the whole Mega Man character on here. So that definitely is really a really cool type of board to bead on. All right, let's start beading. I got my bead pen here. And hopefully the shaking of the bead pen isn't too much for you guys. Let me know if it is, and I'll switch to the tweezers. So here we start. Start over here, just kind of pick a space. And when you get into the flow of beading, especially if you have patterns like this, it's very therapeutic. I kind of see it as a color by number type of situation. So you're beading, you're looking at the number, you're listening to a podcast, you're listening to your favorites playlist, and all you're doing is plugging in those colors. Yeah, that perler pen, it is quite the interesting thing, and I have a love-hate relationship with it. And I'd love to. This is my next thing. I'd love to have a 3D printer, and I may get one this summer, where I can print out my own perler beading pen, and maybe it'll be better than what perler has here. I'd love to do that. So if there are any engineering friends out there that want to take on the task of making that perler pen, I will print it, and I'm going to try out different things and see what I can do. I have no 3D modeling experience at all, but I would love to make one that works better. Heavy says, have I ever heard of Lane 8? I have not. I got some more Christmas music here. Gonna skip that one. No, Lane 8 sounds interesting. I'm sure it's pretty similar to that song that was playing a little bit ago. Alright, let's get some more beading going on. So I got 3 blacks over here. And then I'm going to go up and over. I love finding acoustic selections. I am a guitar player. I got my guitar back there and my banjo. And I love finding acoustic guitar selections as often as I can. Stuff that's not copyrighted, because I've always ran into issues with copyrighted music. So this is so quick when you have a pattern to work with. So quick. So next color I'm all done with the black here. So I'm going to move on to the next color. Got some red. There's my red. Oh. Sometimes the PDF jumps. Okay, there's red. Cool. That works well. Pull some red from over here. I'm surprised that our cat, Mr. Buddy, surprised that he is not in here right now. He must be sleeping, because he was in here at the start of the stream, and he I guess it was a little too much talking for him. He likes it pretty quiet. You may have seen him in a video before. Your pastor has pretty good banjo skills. That's cool. That is so cool. I played the banjo in my church, at my church as well. I have a 6-string banjo, and it's tuned like a guitar, but it's a banjo. So it's kind of, I saw it for the first time when I saw Keith Urban in concert way back, I think it was 2011. And I saw him a little bit earlier before that, and he had this 6-string banjo. and he called it a ganjo. And I said I'm gonna get a ganjo, and I got a ganjo, and it's cool to play one. So I enjoy that because I don't really have to know how to play banjo, because it's a guitar. It's a guitar banjo. Yeah, Mr. Buddy, he's awesome. He's the best cat ever. We were able to adopt him from our neighbor last year, and he is such a member of the family now. Both me and my wife adore him. He is an orange tabby. He loves being here, loves taking naps, loves eating. He loves eating, and he's a cool dude. He's a cool cat. He also loves playing with his mice all the time, especially at night when you're trying to sleep. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I really appreciate it, especially when I don't stream that often. If you'd love to see more of this sort of thing, let me know. If you're enjoying it, spread the word with other people who you think might enjoy this content. I want to keep growing as a YouTuber. We are almost hitting 25, well, almost at 2,300 subscribers. And it is steadily growing, steadily, little by little. A great tabby. Yes, he is the main character. I love it. You know, that's a great way to think about it. The main character in most things. I really like that. All right, moving on to the third color, the white. So there's white, you can see in the Pokeball. Cats are really interesting creatures. They're very strange. They have odd quirks about them, but they're great. They're great animals. My family's always had cats, and so I've kind of gravitated towards them more than dogs. But love dogs too. Love most animals. Love the animals that God has made. Landon, thanks for coming into the chat here. And Landon says, I don't really have an interest in beading, but I respect it. I have enough hobbies as it is. Landon, tell me, what are your other hobbies? If you'd, I'd love for you to share them, because hobbies are awesome to have. Yeah, I didn't think I would be into something like this, but when I first saw it, and I saw those Mario characters that I got, my sister got them for me for my birthday from an Etsy seller, and I had a Koopa and a spiny shell, and I had Mario. Well, I don't think Mario was a part of that set, but green Koopa, red Koopa, Goomba, a Boo, a piranha plant, and I loved it. And I said, I want to do this. And I researched it and found out that I can do this. And so I got all the colors and just started really enjoying it. It was very therapeutic. But I understand if you don't want to get involved with it, definitely understand that. My mom's like that. She says it looks really great, but she would never have the patience. She would never have the patience for this. And I understand that. I definitely understand that. So here's the Pokeball. Pokeball's coming into play here. Dude, Landon, you're a guitar player? That is so cool, man. Manga, yep. And I'm married with twins? Wow, congratulations, man. That is awesome. Twins. Twin girls or twin boys? And how old are they? I bet that is very time consuming, but in a good way. That's so cool, man. Thanks for telling me. I have been playing guitar since high school. I want to learn more. Um, John Oath is a classical game guitar player on YouTube. Check him out. He has some amazing music. I'm going to put a link to one of his videos in the chat because he is so cool. He has classical guitar. And he has guitar tabs for all of his videos, of course, with his Patreon. And love what he does. Love what he does. He has Final Fantasy, Expedition 33, Baldur's Gate, Super Mario Galaxy, and he does covers of all these with classical guitar. So I'm going to I'm going to put a link, if I can, to his channel. He's got some great music. I'd love to use his music on my videos, but of course, I'm not sure how I'd get a hold of him. Maybe I can reach out at some point and ask if I could use some of his music. That would be neat. So here's John Oath. I'm going to drop that in the chat here. Great music. Love what he does. And also, I mentioned the Retro Blast podcast. These guys are awesome. And they have great videos just talking about games. Talking about cool games. Alright. So let's go ahead and do some more here. What character shall I make next? I am selling on Etsy, Landon. So if you check out my Etsy link, I can drop it in the chat as well. So my Etsy store, I sell all kinds of different characters and try to keep up with it, even though I'm doing YouTube as well. So let me put that in there. All this music is free YouTube audio library music. And they've got some pretty good stuff in there. So let's see here. Get this link pulled up. And drop that in there. My Etsy store. So my Etsy store, I started before YouTube. Started building that up. Final Fantasy collections there, Mario, Suikoden, Mega Man, a lot of the sets that I've done on YouTube, but not all of them. I have more of them on there. So check out the Etsy store if you're interested in ordering anything. That will definitely help support the channel as well. And that would be awesome. Usually takes me about 5 to 9 days to get a set out, unless I have characters already made. I also do some custom orders. That may take a little more time though. Alright, I'm going to move to another character here if I can. Let's do... I gotta figure out an easier way to do this. Let's see. Maybe I can just click on. Click on the next window. Yeah, I think I can do that. Okay, so here's Link. Here's Link from A Link to the Past. I'm gonna add him right beside that Pokeball and get him zoomed in here. So it is so fast to make characters with these step-by-step patterns. I gotta promote them because they help me out so much. Alright, so there he is. Yay, Link! Love Link. He's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. Alright. Let's see. I'm gonna add him up here at the top. These boards are really great. You can put a lot of things on there, a lot of different projects. So let's go ahead and start. Kind of have to gauge it a little bit to see if he'll fit, but he should fit, no problem. I love Tanuki Mario. He is, that character or that suit is so nostalgic. One of the first things that I thought was so quirky about Mario in video games, and it was so neat because I thought it was such a secret thing. Am I going to be able to get this Tanuki suit again? It was kind of had an air of mystery about it, and that you had this statue that you could turn into to avoid the enemies killing you. I mean, that was so cool. That was so cool. And then you could turn into this dude that looked like you didn't know what he was. He was like the raccoon. He could fly, but he was a little different. I think those suits were very similar in a lot of ways, but for some reason they put it in there, even though it was similar to the raccoon. So yeah, Tanuki is awesome, and thank you so much. I want to make more like different kinds of Super Mario Brothers 3 perler art in the future because it's awesome. My question is, does anybody here like the remake of Super Mario Brothers 3 better than the original classic on the Nintendo, or the All-Stars version, or the original? I do like the colors on the All-Stars version, and I kind of prefer that. I don't have a whole lot of nostalgia for the original Nintendo version, but I have nostalgia for Super Mario All-Stars, so that's kind of what I'm used to. So let me know if you have anything else you want to add to that. Let's see. So Jay says, personally, I was always team Trash Panda. The one ate my friend's chickens, so she's not really a fan anymore. I really like All-Stars, like having all the things on one cart. Yes. Yeah, that was cool that they did that. One of the first remakes ever, really, a compilation cart of those things. And Landon says, have you ever done a triangle strategy set? I have not, but I'm planning on doing that at some point. Those sprites are bigger, so it takes more time, but I did do a custom order of the main dude. I forget his name, with the black hair. So that was a cool project to do. Cool project to do. How did you enjoy Triangle Strategy, Landon? That's what I want to know. And have you tried it on the Switch 2? If you have a Switch 2. If you haven't, it is improved on the Switch 2. It is very improved. I did enjoy that game. It was a look at what Final Fantasy Tactics in the modern age could be like. Oh, I think I got all. So this happens sometimes, especially when you're live streaming. Your beads get off a little bit. All of these need to go down one row. No biggie. Soriano, like the pepper, right? Serrano. Yeah, he was an interesting character. I think the biggest thing about Triangle Strategy that I found that was a little bit perplexing, the characters were very memorable, but at the same time, I don't find them as impressionable as I did Final Fantasy Tactics characters back when I was playing that on the PlayStation. I don't know, there's something about it that I can't quite explain. But it's a good game. Definitely worth a second playthrough. I enjoyed my time with it, absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Landon. Definitely took that. It brought back the strategy games. The tactical strategy games. Okay, let's put some eyes on Link here. Get some more black. Here's the shaking. You gotta do a whole lot of that with the bead pen. I really want to make a 3D printed bead pen. I want to do that. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you, Heavy, for being here. Thanks for the live stream. Have to take off and get ready to head out. Have a wonderful rest of your day and weekend. I appreciate it, man. You too. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully these streams will be more consistent as time goes on. And I really appreciate you being here. And reach out to me. Let me know if there's any videos you'd love to see in the future. And again, thanks for being here. I really appreciate you joining in and just having fun, having good conversation. It was good talking to you. Landon says, I love the overall plot and not necessarily the characters as much. A few fell out of place, possibly written by a separate writer, but the gameplay is why I loved it so much. I agree. I'm glad that we have the same kind of thinking on that. Characters weren't as memorable, but the writing was really good. That is a good observation, definitely. Alright, let's go on to step 2. We got some... This is cherry. We got cherry and tangerine. I'm just going to do those all at the same time. I've done this link quite a bit. So we got some cherry and some cherry here. And we'll reach over, grab the tangerine. Alright, next up, we got... And this is one of the patterns where things kind of went a little haywire with my steps. I'm not sure why. They're supposed to be following 1, 2, 3, 4. Those numbers are supposed to say the same, but I don't know what happened here. I have to redo that one. Unfortunately, I'm still working out the kinks, but that's okay. Okay, we got some plum here for our friend Link. Alright, then we got some orange. And then we got some dark green. So what is, everybody in the chat, what is your favorite Legend of Zelda game? And if you're not a Legend of Zelda fan, let me know that as well. I've kind of always been a pseudo Legend of Zelda fan. I never really got into it as much as Mario for some reason. But my favorite, turn this music down a little bit. My favorite has to be the Ocarina of Time. That's some epic sounding music. That's like a movie trailer. So Landon says, Twilight, I miss the old style. I agree. I played that game for a little bit when I had a Wii U. And it was interesting. I couldn't really get the controls down, so I played literally 20 minutes of it. And I was done. But that was more the controllers than the actual game itself. And the control scheme and all that. With the waggling. And you gotta love the Wii era and all that waggling you had to do. But I was very unfamiliar. And so I have no nostalgia for that. But what did you love about Twilight, Landon? Jay, thanks for still being here, man. I like A Link to the Past. So, A Link to the Past. Old school, man. That is the game that I did not beat. I got pretty far in it back in the day, but just did not finish it. I still need to do that. I got some kiwi lime here. You can't have Link without kiwi lime. There are a lot of great games. I spent a lot of time with the Game Boy trying to to finish Link to the Past. I like the idea of light and dark world. Yeah, that's something that came back with the Echoes of Wisdom game that was out on the Switch. I played it on the GameCube, Landon says, so I bet motion would be super annoying. I forgot that it was on the GameCube. I didn't play it there either. I didn't even have Wind Waker. Yeah. Yeah, the motion controls are very annoying. I like the art style of Wind Waker, but I think Ocarina of Time is my favorite. Trevor, thanks for tuning in the chat. The art style of Wind Waker is definitely something that was panned when it was released the first time. People did not like it. You would read Nintendo Power, and they didn't like it. Said this is for babies. This game is for babies because of the art style. I mean, people were really, really terrible about it, and then it became a favorite, and now people love it. And back then, it was a very different story. Trevor says, let's see. Landon says, do yourself a favor and read the Twilight manga. It's great. I'll have to do that. Based on your recommendation. I didn't even know there were Legend of Zelda's mangas out there. That's news to me. That is news to me. Yeah, we got some pastel yellow. Yeah, it aged well. They didn't like it at first. Nobody liked it. In the media, the reviewers didn't like it. It wasn't what was promised. And then everybody loves it now. It definitely held up, as you said. Butterscotch and sand. This is my favorite pair for the color, the skin tones. Of course, if you have a darker skinned person, probably go into the dark brown and butterscotch. Variations on that. Pirates, yes. Pirates are awesome. Pirates are awesome. It would be cool to find a fuse bead link pirate to do. That would be cool. Hey, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. My wife is not in town right now, so it's nice to have conversation with other gamers and just to spend that time socializing. Even though I can't see you guys right now, I do appreciate your chats and hanging out with me. Love to have some conversation, even if I'm the only one who's talking right now. Thanks for taking your time out to tune in. I really do appreciate it. So Link's almost finished here. So he's got some sand, and then I think white, and he'll be done. I hear you, Landon. So your wife works evenings or nights or something like that, I assume. Where are you tuning in from, Landon? And anybody else, Trevor, let me know where you're tuning in from. I am in North Carolina, of course. I think I've said that in some of my videos, but here in North Carolina. see. I need... Is that in the right place? Oh, I forgot some plum. Gotta get the plum. Put a few more plums down. 1, 2. Excuse me. Okay, put some sand down. And get the arms. I guess the style I'm going for here is a Bob Ross. Here's his happy arms. Got some happy colors for the happy arms. And maybe some happy trees there in the background. And we're going to finish things all out with some white. It's got to be able to see, and if you don't have the white, you don't have highlights on the eyes. And there he is. Alright, so I've beaded 2 characters here. Talked about Link, talked about The Legend of Zelda. Got a Pokeball. I'm going to show some ironing, and then I've got another character I'm going to iron for an order somebody ordered on my Etsy store. Oh, Landon, you're in South Carolina? That's great, man. Hey, you're not far from me. I am in the Pinehurst area. So, that's cool that you're real close, man. Yeah, my wife's actually a nurse as well. She works here locally, and we used to actually live in the Charlotte area, so I know how that area is. And she worked in Gastonia at the hospital there. But so cool. That's awesome. Definitely have to meet up at some point. If we can make that work. That's so cool, man. Trevor says, I was going to make Link from the Minish Cap today with mini beads. Low on black beads. Yeah. It's the mini beads, man, they are so challenging sometimes. I need to do some more videos on the mini beading. Yeah, definitely. And Landon is in Lancaster. That's great, man. I've never been there. I've been to Columbia. I've been to Greenville. I think I've heard of Lancaster. That's awesome, man. Trevor is in Virginia. That's awesome, man. Hey, Virginia's not that far. It's not that far. It'd be cool to definitely meet up with some viewers at some point as the channel grows. Just came back from Gastonia last week. Lots of great collectible stores and game stores there. You know, man, that is interesting because I didn't check that out when we were there. We were there for almost a year, not quite, and I really wasn't into the gaming scene at that point. I was just getting started with the Switch, just looking at people who were playing the Switch on YouTube and checking out the system, but I did not invest into gaming at that point. That was 2018, 19, and it was a little, it was not in my picture at that point at all. So that would have been cool to check out some game stores back then, but cool to hear that they're still around. All right, I've got my iron here. I've got a big heat press. This is a 7. This is a 7x5 heat press. This is very hot right now. Do not want to burn myself on camera here, but that is so hot. It's like over 400 degrees. So I've got it over here. It comes with a nice pad that it sits on. If you're interested in that, if you are a beater and you want to have a great heat press, it is on Amazon. I do have it in a lot of my video links if you click in the description. But Trevor, I was talking about my memberships. So I have this step-by-step pattern here. And I can also upload mini patterns if that's something you're interested in, if you want to support the channel. But I made these with Candy Pad, and I have step-by-step. You're going through, and you can print these out. I'm going to add some every month. We've got a couple of members so far, and going to grow it even more. So Landon says they have Back in Time collectibles, All Things Collectibles, Collectibles World, Red Genesis, and Gamers Alley. I'd be interested in all of those. Very cool. So my heat press is heated up. I'm going to iron these characters. And then I'm going to iron this bigger character I have over here from Metal Slug. Metal Slug. You gotta love Metal Slug. Trevor made a Luigi's Mansion pattern on Candy Pad. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, Candy Pad's pretty cool. I've talked a little bit with Derek. He's part of the Discord, and he is the creator of Candy Pad. And he's a cool guy. I have to get him onto the channel at some point if we can make that happen to talk about Candy Pad. So I'm just going to iron these dudes. So as I'm ironing, I am looking to see where the beads are fusing together. And you don't want to fuse together too much. You always have to monitor what's happening here, and you can probably see where beads are coming together and where they're not. So you kind of go through, get the border as much as you can, get the inside, and move on. Because if you iron too much, you're going to have a bad looking melt. And there's all kinds of different applications people have used. I iron right off the board, and some people find that as blasphemous, but you know, it works for me, and my boards never warp, and I think it's because I use heat presses. So here's the fun part. So I've got all of this done. I'm going to take my cardboard, put it here, and I'm going to flip my characters off. So here's the back side, and now I just take off my board. And I have another ironing paper. Take off the cardboard because you don't want to iron onto that. And you want to start ironing the back side as quick as you can because it will start warping. Easy peasy. Beading is perfect for pixel art. You know what's funny is that on Facebook I've put up work that I've done before, and people will comment every now and then, not all the time, but somebody will say, pixels are not circles, they're squares. And I just think about that comment and I say, why would you say that? Because when these are ironed, they're ironed together and they kind of look like squares, and I understand where that comes from, but come on. We're talking about beading here, and beading, I can't change the shape of the beads. I can't do that. You know, I don't understand that, but pixel art is perfect. Beading is perfect for pixel art. So I've got my biblical commentary here in my wife's nursing book. Right there. Alright, so got those guys ironed. I'm going to move them over here to... I've got an L-shaped desk here And so it's really great for displaying pieces back here that I've already ironed. So I'm going to take those off, move them over here, put the books back on. All right. So now I have this guy. This is Tarma. Tarma is a Metal Slug character. And there's another guy, Marco Rossi. He's another Metal Slug character. And I'm working on a step-by-step pattern for these dudes and more sprites from Metal Slug. So if you're a fan of Metal Slug, those are coming up with the memberships. So I'm going to get some more ironing paper. Oh, Trevor, you make Ganon? Yeah. Ganon is cool to make. I love the colors. I love the Ganon colors. Cleaned up my area a little bit. Alrighty. Hard to believe it's almost 8 o'clock. I'm going to iron him and then probably be landing the plane here, closing out the live stream. It's been a whole lot of fun to have you guys here, and I plan on doing more if that's what you guys would like. Thanks for tuning in. Let's go ahead and iron Tarma. I'm going to put this on him. Love the browns and the butterscotch and the yellows together. Just a cool color scheme. So this is for an Etsy customer, and he ordered Marco Rossi and Tarma. And I'm going to have a stand with each of these guys. So I've got to make the stand as well. If you're interested in my Etsy store, I do have the link in the chat. It is a little while back in the chat, but you can check it out if you're interested. I do some custom orders, but those do take a little bit more time unless it's a simple pattern. Of course, if you're here, feel free to learn as much as you can about fuse beading. So you don't have to purchase what somebody else has made. You can make it yourself. It's amazing how artistic beading can be. And some people still think it's only something that kids do. There are so many adults that are into fuse beading. I did a video talking about that at one point. Alright, I think he's good to go. Same kind of deal here. Take the cardboard and flip. Very satisfying. I have 4 of these super boards. Good to know I've still got 6 people here. I appreciate that, guys. Thanks for sticking around for this long. And I wouldn't blame you if you checked out, but I appreciate you being here. I know everybody's got things to do. Time is ticking, but thanks for being here with me. So getting the backside of Tarma here. Any Metal Slug fans here? The Run and Gun original games. Mario Maker custom sprites. That's cool. Those are really neat. It's amazing what they did with Mario Maker on the Wii U. Not so much on the Switch, but I did enjoy it for a while on the Switch. All right, I've got this dude done, and I'm gonna put the books on him. All right. So while that is going there, I'm going to switch to the other screen and just talk about a few more of these patterns here. So let's turn my camera a little bit there. And I got some more cool patterns here I want to show you. So Super Mario RPG. Love this game. Love Super Mario RPG. So many cool sprites. So many cool sprites. So there's the step-by-step. A bunch of colors. So you can see all those colors for Mario. So many colors. There's Mallow. I love Mallow. There he is. That's in black. Gingerbread, I believe. It's a gray. There's Gino. I have him on the wall of my classroom. There he goes. Isn't it an awesome game? I am flabbergasted. I was flabbergasted when I saw that they remastered it for the Switch. And I immediately was saying, I'm going to get this game. And I got it. And it was great. They did a good job with remastering this game. I love the sprites and I love the creativity. So much creativity in the bosses and the enemies. The Axum Rangers. Who could forget the Axum Rangers? Jonathan Jones. The Shark. So many more. It was the start of the Paper Mario series. Really, and that idea. But it was true RPG. They were equipping armor. Equipping all kinds of stuff. Oh, that's a bad PDF page. I need to fix that one. There's Bowser. First time that Bowser joined your group. How cool was that? And he's a big sprite. He's a big fella. Look at all those colors. It's so complicated to do this without the step-by-step. When you have this, it really makes... There's another pixelated one. I gotta fix these guys. You gotta go back in and fix these things, but trust me, these step-by-step patterns will help you. Even Toad, look at all the colors. He's got 16 colors. Oh wow, Landon. Thank you so much, man. Pray you have a fantastic day and please have some happy gaming. I pray that you have a fantastic day, my friend. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate that, man. That is awesome. And thank you for being here, Landon. I plan on doing more live streams. If you guys want to be here and see this, I want to do more of it. This one's definitely going well. First time I did it was my first go at live streaming, and I was pretty nervous. But this time, you guys have definitely welcomed me. uh, which is funny to say because it's my channel, but you're welcoming me by being so great in the chat. And thank you, Landon. I really do appreciate that. And you didn't have to, but I appreciate it, my friend. And I'd love to meet up with you at some point. Maybe we can make that happen. So there is Toad. Don't you love his cobalt here, or his pastel blue? He's got dark blue and light blue, and it's a nice highlight. Bowser is cool. Bowser is so cool. There's so many other poses of his I want to do too. And let me get that sidebar. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, isn't Bowser cool? Look at him. He is dominating. That sprite is dominating. And that the shadow here is what I needed to put down for that stand. He looks great on the stand. Such a large sprite, but he needed all that black here to make him stand correctly. So there's Super Mario. Well, I want to show a few more. I'm about at 8 o'clock. I'm going to go a little bit over 8 o'clock. Let's look at Suikoden. So here's Suikoden. And again, I'm adding more patterns every month. So about May 15th or May 14th, I think it is, I'll have more patterns. So here is Ryu from Suikoden, and he's one of the main characters of the game. And there's his colors coming in. Love the Suikoden series. Nanami. She really turned out great with her colors. Joey. The sky is the limit with fuse beading and just really noticing sprites, researching them, looking them up, and having fun with them. And we got Victor, and there's so many more. Show you one more set here. Get Link out of the way. I've got some Metroid for the Metroid fans. There's Samus. Samus with the ball. Kind of got that one a little mixed up. A couple other variations here. It's amazing to say that I have 7 people here in the chat and they've stuck with me. Thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. This has made my day. I had no idea how the stream would go. And for this to be successful is really cool. All right, I'm going to get rid of that one and that. And I'm going to go back to the Beading screen. I love how the leaves look in the Cloud Kingdom. Now that was so cool. The Cloud Kingdom itself, just a really neat place to go to. And we had no idea, me and my sister back then, we had no idea what what was waiting in the Cloud Kingdom. And the whole story there that they created with Mallow and his parents and the other characters, so cool. And Trevor says the original Mega Man 10 sprites are cool. I have to check those out again. I think that would be a cool, popular video to do. Um, some Mega Man 10 sprites. So look for a video like that in the future. Alrighty. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my projects here and see. They should be cooled off at this point. So let's go over to live beading. Yeah, when that would be great. That sounds good. I'm gonna look at some Robot Master sprites and the Mega Man sprite and see what's happening. Okay, let's see how this guy turned out. Tarma Roving, I think his name is. One of the two characters from Metal Slug, the original that you could play. He turned out really great. So here he is. So what you're looking for when you're doing a bead project, you're looking for the holes to be somewhat close to being closed. It really does depend on your preference. Some people love open holes. Some of them love closed pixel holes, pixel look. These got a little more closed up here, but overall, it's looking great. The character is wonderful. You look on this side. This is the side that would not be facing you. And then I'm going to put him on a stand, and he is going to be fantastic. So I've still got to do Marco Rossi. Cool looking character as well. And here are the other two. Made these guys. Always cool to make a Pokeball. I also have this Pokeball. A 3D Pokeball. That you gotta love. That was a cool candy pad pattern. I do have a video of that as well. And you don't do any gluing. You just put your pieces together. They lock in place. So you can do any kind of color you want to. But there's Link and there's Pokeball, and they ended up very, very good. Here's the other side. So awesome, awesome stuff. All right. Let's go ahead to, thank you so much. That Pokeball did turn out very, very good. I enjoyed that project. Alrighty, gonna extend myself out here. Move it around. Oh, if you look out the window here, the sun has set. And it's been a cool journey this afternoon. I want to thank you guys for tuning in for this live stream. And I think it's been really cool. It's been really cool getting to know you guys. And looking forward to doing more in the future. Let me know what kind of game you'd like to see me stream. I'd love to do something like that. And what days work best for you guys? I think the weekend work best for me. I am a teacher and things are hard to do on the weeknights. So maybe a Friday or a Saturday stream would be pretty neat to do. So anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. And let me know again, what are some good streaming times that you'd like to see in the future? Gotta stream Elliot when it comes out if possible. Thank you, Landon. I appreciate it. You have a good weekend too, my friend. And thanks for tuning in. Elliot, The Adventures of Elliot. That is going to be a great title. And I'm interested to see how it does in the market, how many people love it. And I'm really not sure which version I'll get, if it will be the Switch 1 or Switch 2 cart. I don't like buying the game key cards. I just put out a video about the game key cards. But, you know, if it's better, if it performs better, I would love to do that, to have a have the game key card. But I prefer the Switch 1 cart. Yeah, Friday or Saturday are good for me, Jay. Yeah, those days are better. Uh, those afternoons. Does the 6 o'clock time frame work for you guys, or would you rather have a later time frame? Let me know. I could probably do 7, or I might could do 8 to 10, 7 to 9, or 8 to 10. So either one of those would work for me. As long as I have the lights on in here, these fluorescents, it helps me stay awake. And be sure to check me out next Friday on Imaginator85's YouTube channel. He has great videos, and that will be a later stream though. That's going to be 8 o'clock for me. And he's in Utah, so it's going to be a little earlier for him. But he's got cool nostalgia streams, so it'd be neat to be on his live stream. So we're going to make that happen next Friday, May the 1st. So May the 1st be with us, as well as the 4th. So 6 o'clock works great. Awesome. I'll definitely keep that then. I think that works better for me too, so I can stay coherent and still have some of the night to relax and to play a game or watch a movie. I've been watching the X-Men movies lately. I've really enjoyed X-Men and getting back into that. Seeing Ian McKellen as a younger Ian McKellen, and Patrick Stewart, and of course Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and so many other actors that did such a great job with those X-Men movies. I have the Blu-rays, and I also have been watching X-Men Days of Future Past, which is a weird title, but enjoying that right now. So, also, have you made any Yoshi's Island beads yet? Oh, so many great characters with Yoshi Island. Yoshi's Island is the best Yoshi game, hands down, period, full stop. And I really want us to come back to that gameplay wise with new games. But I'd love to do sprites. I'd love to do more sprites. I need to make that a priority. I really do. I'd love to I'd love to make some of those. And I'll show you here real quick, if you guys have a few more minutes. Let's look at, I'm going to pull up the Spiders resource. Get some Yoshi's Island in here. My computer fans are going off, but that's okay. Excuse me. All right, so this is Sprider's resource. Pull it up here. Oh. So here's Sprider's resource, and it's a website where you get lots of sprite art from. And I just click on the game. Might take a little while to load because things are going slow right now. Excuse me. So I'm gonna go in. Okay, so here's the game. Move me over a little bit. Oh, that's me. Okay, so here's the game. And just going through, you can see how many wonderful sprites are in this game. And you look at it, such beautiful artwork. Really is amazing what they were able to do here. I'm just going to click on one here. Let's click on Yoshi and Baby Mario. And you can see the sprite sheet here. And you just go in here and you can pick any of these sprites you want to. What I do is I download the entire sprite sheet. And then from there, I pick a character, put in the bead software, and it gives me a bead layout, and then I refine the colors after that. So isn't this so awesome? Look at these sprites. Computer's running a little slow right now, but that's okay. Let's see. Look at that tongue. Look at that tongue. That would be cool to do that. And then the enemies, Bowser Jr. Cool stuff. Let's check out these guys. The Boo guys and Spike Ball. I mean, look at that. He's got the little bomb he's throwing down. So cool. So many more. I could just go on forever. What about doing a big chain chomp? Chain chomp. Look at that. That would be so cool. That would take a lot of beads, but pretty simple with the black and the gray and the white there and the silver maybe. So awesome. Awesome stuff. This is Spriter's Resource, by the way. Great website where I've gotten so many wonderful sprite arts. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and change it back. Get my screen size right here. Okay, that's close enough. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for being here again. And be sure to check out the channel throughout the week. As every week I've been putting out videos and enjoying it. I love creating videos. All kinds of different gaming topics. And fuse beating. So, thank you guys for being here. I hope you have a wonderful night and a great weekend. And you're able to get outside and enjoy beautiful weather. Here in North Carolina, it is raining tomorrow, they say, but I am definitely going to find some time to get out there. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Landon, again for the super chat and Colby from earlier. And just thank you all. Doesn't matter if you had a super chat or not. Thank you so much for being here and for supporting me just by being here. I really appreciate that. Pray you have a wonderful night. and do something you enjoy, and praise the Lord. Praise the Lord for it. Thank you guys for being here, and I'm going to call it a night. And I'll have this up tomorrow. I'll have it up as a downloadable video, or a video that just keeps going. Robert, thank you so much. I'm glad you're still here, man. Three thumbs up if you have them. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, man. Later, Landon. It's gonna be great. Every day is a great gift from God, in my opinion. And I'll have this video up as a video on demand tomorrow. If you want to check out anything again, and spread the word, tell other people about the channel. Again, thank you for being here, and I'll see you again soon. And maybe I'll be streaming some Super Metroid, or The Adventures of Elliot when that comes out. Maybe even Indiana Jones and the Great Circle on the Switch too. That would be cool. So, anyways, guys, y'all have a great night, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.